maybe you or a loved one ends up in immigration court and you're wondering, what can I do or what can they do? Well, this video is for you. My name is Jorge Molina. I am an immigration attorney based in DFW, and today we'll be talking about cancellation of removal. So there's lots of reliefs or things that you can ask for in immigration court. There's currently about 1.6 million cases pending throughout the United States in immigration courts. One of the most common things to request in immigration courts, if you've lived in the United States for a number of years, is cancellation of removal. We're very proud of being able to help lots of people through cancellation of removal. There's some key differences between the two type of cancellation of removals available right now, and we'll be talking about some of these in the context of a few examples. Okay, so let's say that an individual is a lawful permanent resident of the United States and a green card holder. Right, they've lived in the United States since the 80s. They got their green card. No one's perfect, and let's say they made a mistake. They were arrested for possession of cocaine, right? And that they're sent to immigration court. So what can you do in that context? Well, if the person is a green card holder or lawful permanent resident, they can request cancellation of removal for green card holders. Now, the requirements for this is that you must show that you have been living in the United States for at least 7 years, 5 of which are not, or as a lawful permanent resident, and that you're not convicted of a quote unquote aggravated felony. We'll talk a lot more about aggravated felonies in webinars to come. For now, just know that an aggravated felony is an offense that is listed in the Immigration and Nationality Act, for which a potential sentence is of 1 year or greater. Okay, it's things like murder, rape, or drug trafficking, among many, many other examples. So let's say, this person has just a possession of cocaine conviction, ends up in immigration court. What can you do? Well, if this person has lived in the United States for more than 7 years, of which 5 were as a lawful permanent resident or a green card holder, they can ask for cancellation of removal. In this context, we would ask an immigration judge to consider all the positive factors that they're looking at or that they have had accrued in the United States. So, for example, if they have a long work history, if they have relatives in the United States or service of value to the nation. So, for example, if they're teachers, doctors, nurses, or served in the United States military, those are very good factors to prove in your case. So each case is unique. It really depends on where you are in the immigration court. Let's say, a case in Dallas is a lot different from a case in San Francisco or a case in Miami. So it really does depend on the court you're in, even on the judge you have. But cancellation of removal for green card holders is a lot more lenient than cancellation of removal for non-lawful permanent residents. So these are individuals with no lawful status in the United States, which is the second option for cancellation of removal. So here, the first requirement is the person must show that they've lived continuously in the United States. Okay, so what does that mean? So before the last hearing in court, the person must show that unless the immigration authorities issued a notice to appear with all the details of their time in the United States, with all the details of where to appear, which until recently that was done routinely. You could show that before the judge made a decision, the person lived in the United States continuously for about 10 years. So how do you show this? Well, tax returns, school records, medical records, employment records, things of that nature. Second, you must also show that you weren't convicted of certain things. So, we'll talk a lot more of these in days to come, but just know that generally speaking, felonies or serious crimes would disqualify a person from seeking cancellation of removal when they have no lawful status. Additionally, the person must show that if they are deported, it would result in exceptional and extremely unusual hardship to a qualifying relative. It could be a parent, spouse, son, or daughter that are either United States citizens or green card holders. So that is frankly the hardest element to me. That's the hardest thing to show, because it really depends on your judge. Some judges, are pretty lenient. They want to help people out. Some other judges, doesn't matter how difficult or how hard of a family situation someone is, it's very unlikely that they're going to grant their relief. So it really does depend on your judge, your court, and the evidence that you present. But in essence, you must show that you've lived in the United States for about 10 years, having committed certain crimes, and that your deportation result in severe hardship to a loved one. Okay, so what is the benefit of getting cancellation of removal? Well, if you get it, you won't be deported, and you get lawful residence in the United States. So if you don't have lawful residence already, once the case is approved, they will issue a green card to you, and you would be admitted as a lawful resident. If you are a lawful resident, well, they pretty much erase or waive or forgive whatever actions you did in the past, and you can be placed in proceedings again for that offense. Now, if you did something else, cancellation of removal wouldn't be allowed anymore, because it's a one-time deal. You can only ask for it and get it once. But folks, again, my name is Jorge Molina. I am immigration attorney. If you committed an offense or a loved one is facing the possibility of deportation, call my office so we can see if we can help you and let you know if you qualify for cancellation of removal. Now, if you have any convictions and you're not sure if you're going to qualify for cancellation of removal, either check our next videos or call our office. We'll be happy to help you. Our phone number is 469-708-5800. Again, 469-708-5800. Thank you very much. I'm Jorge Molina. Bye-bye.